Today I'm putting the MEEDEN All-in-One Deluxe Art Set through its paces to see whether it really can deliver that promise. Imagine having an art set that allows you to paint in acrylics, oils, watercolour, gouache, and it lets you take your studio outside. And as a bonus, MEEDEN are giving away 5 of these sets to lucky winners. So stick around and I'll tell you how to enter the giveaway. Just before I open it, my name's Liz Chatterton. I'm a watercolour artist based in Berkshire. Every week I share tips and tricks that I wish I'd known about ages ago. I also review a few different art materials to see whether they offer good value. So that's what we're doing today. I usually film my videos in my studio, but it's quite a small, cramped studio. So I've come to this nice big table because you can just see how big this box is. And that's the first thing that hits you, is just how much is included. I mean, it really is more than an art kit. It's a whole creative way of life in a box. I'm not entirely sure where to start. I've got to get rid of that polystyrene. Can't stand the sound of it squeaking. Let's start unpacking. It's a bit like Christmas. Right, so this is the watercolour set. There are 24 colours. There's a watercolour brush set. 2 separate little sort of detail brushes, a size 3 and a 0. We've got some watercolour paper. It's 50% cotton. And then we've got a paint palette, which I guess you can use with the acrylic or with the watercolour. Packed in with that, we've got a couple of stretch canvases, 16 by 20, and on the back we've got a few panels, canvas panels. Let me just grab some scissors. That's what I wanted to check. I could just see the edges and it looks like we've got a white and a black panel. So black primed and a white one in those 2 sizes. So I'm guessing that the oil and everything else must be inside this rather grand looking easel. Yes, they are. Right, let's have a look. So we've got acrylic brush set. We've got, nice and heavy, oil paints, 24 different colours in there. Then acrylic paints, 24 colours. And then we've got gouache. And can I just say, every time I say gouache in a video, someone tells me I'm saying it wrong. The last video I said, someone said, oh, my hilarious mispronunciation. I have actually double checked this because I was starting to feel a little persecuted. Cambridge English Dictionary says gouache or gouache are equally acceptable. The other thing we've got here is a disposable palette, which is really useful for mixing your oils or indeed your acrylics. We have instructions for the French easel. Oh, I almost missed that. We've got a lovely big wooden palette, which would be rather nice for your oils, but not for your watercolours. Oh gosh, it goes on. Right, so there's a drawer that all that was in. And when I open up the bottom drawer, we've got more brushes, oil brushes. We have some dividers, which will be for that top drawer. A couple of palette knives, which are always handy. And we've got a shoulder strap by the looks of things for the easel, and some anti-mould powder. Just keeping our easel nice and fresh. But I think the star of the show is probably this easel. So I want to show you how versatile it is. And if you like painting outside, then having all your materials contained and organised is really helpful. This is called a French easel. It's just the style. It appears to be all wood with some nice sort of brass fittings. So let's see how easy it is to set up. First things first, it's got a really sturdy handle, and that would be where you, well, let's put it on. That's where the shoulder strap goes. I think that strap will be useful because this is heavy. And there's kind of no way around that, because if you want something that's really stable to work on, it's got to be heavy. If it's really light to carry, it's probably going to get blown over in the wind. This can work as a table easel or as a freestanding one. All you have to do is undo those catches, lift it up, let's show you that, adjust it to whatever angle you want, and then tighten these. That's your table easel. It's got little retainers which you can put there to stop your canvas flying away. If you were using this for watercolour, you would want it pretty flat, maybe at that sort of angle, so that would be no problem. It's got this adjustment that will just go, well, that's the furthest it'll go. That's a pretty big canvas. Obviously width doesn't matter, those hold in place. There must be a little, yeah, there's a little knob behind it just to keep that in place so that you can put your canvas on there, whatever size it is. I'll put that down, and then let's have a look at the legs. Oh, just before I move on, that's interesting. When it's flat and all down, you can't pull the little drawer out. There's obviously some nice safety mechanism just to make sure that doesn't come out while you're carrying it. So once it's up, you can get that drawer out. I'll just flip it over. This is the back leg, and it's just got a little catch, so you just need to give it a firm pull, extend that out, and then we can flip that leg out and we can extend that so you could have it at sort of seated height or for standing. I won't extend that because it will just go off the top of the camera, but after I've done this, then we can have a look at that and see. I'm 5'9", so we can sort of judge how good the height is. Again, that's just held in place, so you just need to give that a firm pull. And if I turn that around, you should be able to see a notch there, and that must be where the leg goes, just to make sure that's firmly in place. Same the other side, and then if you want to extend the legs, you've got extensions there. And then when you've finished your masterpiece, you just do that in reverse. So loosen off those front legs, pull it out of the slot, and then just firmly push that into the little retaining clip. Push that down. We just need to flip that out of the way. And again, that retaining clip, and that would all be done. I think it'll take a little while to get used to putting that up and down, but it's really not tricky. I guess if you were very small or not very strong, it wouldn't be the thing for you because it is a heavy piece of kit, but that looks really nice. It's not raining outside at the moment, so I'll set it up in the garden and you can take a look at it when it's all fully assembled. Right, you're going to have to imagine me. I'm walking along, just about to paint some gorgeous scene. How can I set this up? So take off that leg, flip this one over, extend that fully and tighten it up. Pull that one out. Just make sure that's in the groove. Then extend that. Same this side. Now we've got to flip it over and we've got our easel. We undo those ones. We can put that up whatever height we want, or angle I should say, and then we've got that, and we can paint away to our heart's content. That didn't take long, did it? So that's the height it is with it at the lowest. If I was little, I think we would be okay. But say you want it taller, how do we fix that? Just there. So then you can have that up and down. Now, obviously, if you're very tall and wanted this, that's as high as it'll go, you wouldn't be able to have as big a canvas held on there, would you? But that seems pretty flexible to me. I like that. Yeah, that easel really is a star. I want to obviously try out the quality of the paint, just give them a bit of a go. I've been racking my brains what I could do to test out as much of this set as possible, and I've come up with an idea that I think will use some of the watercolour, some of the gouache and some of the acrylic, different brushes, and let's see where we go. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You've got to work it out. So I'm going to start with the watercolours, and I've got a watercolour canvas here. If you don't know what watercolour canvas is, it's just prepared with a special primer that makes it slightly absorbent, so it behaves a little bit more like a watercolour paper. Right, let's try these brushes. Look at those, don't they look beautiful in their box? The one thing I'm not keen on in the set is this palette. The whole set is about portability and keeping things together. Well, if you've squeezed out watercolour or gouache into this palette, it's not got a cover, it's going to get contaminated, it's going to spill everywhere. I'd have much preferred to see something like this, just so that it can fold up and store. Use that nice big brush to wet the canvas, because I'm just doing an all over background at the moment, and we can look and see how strong the pigments are in the paint. This is the Prussian blue. Oh, that's nice. Let it go for a bit of a wander. Well, that seems to have dried nicely. Okay, next layer, so we can try something new. I'm going to try the gouache, and it does have all the colours on the back with all the pigment information. And what will be useful for us here, it says whether it's opaque or semi-opaque. So I've chosen opaque colours and just squidged out little bits there. And I'm going to do some stenciling. What I like to use for stenciling are these blending brushes. They're cheap as chips, but oh, they are so good for stencils. This, I thought, would be a very good test of how opaque our gouache is. That's covering pretty well. And the aim of this layer is just to make, say, lots and lots of interesting marks. Right, and there's our canvas with layer 2. So watercolour first, gouache next, and I'm pretty impressed with how, say, that you can see how the yellow has gone over quite a dark area of the watercolour, so nice opacity to it. And I'm just going to use some acrylic markers to add some other sort of zaps of colour. The acrylic markers obviously didn't come with the deluxe set, but MEEDEN do make them. I think that gives us a good solid foundation to work on. With this layer dry, let's try the acrylic paints and the acrylic brushes. I've grabbed out the white. Oh, by the way, the acrylic paints also have information about their pigments and their opacity and what they look like on white and black. And look at these lovely looking brushes. And what we're doing is negative painting. So I have used a pastel pencil, white pastel pencil, to draw out my design. You might not be able to see it, but hopefully I can. And we're going to paint with opaque paint round it and just leave in the areas where all our marks and things will show through. And hopefully this will reveal our design. Make sure you leave loads of these background marks, because otherwise, what's the point? So let's see how opaque this white actually is. I'm anticipating that I will have to do a couple of layers. So you're going to have to shout out once you recognise what I've drawn. Right. Here's something I didn't necessarily fully anticipate. I think the watercolour is going to activate. I was hoping if I used a light enough hand it wouldn't, but I think it's going to. As I'm hoping this first layer will kind of set it. And this is what it looks like after, I'd say, 1.5 coats of acrylic. So that first layer definitely lifted quite badly because it's watercolour and gouache, more than I anticipated. Well, that's down to me, not the paint. But once that's dry and you start to layer on top, it does knock it all back. So what I'm going to do is let this layer dry and then sort out some of the shapes. So for example, I don't think I like the end there, and maybe the end there. I think I'll make them a bit more rounded and just finesse it a little, because at the moment it's super patchy. And there we are, done, or as done as we're going to be. Hope that's given you some ideas about how you can use negative painting, but in the context of this kit, it's shown you the watercolour in action, the gouache and the acrylic. My impression is that these paints are a student grade paint, so they are not the strongest pigments in the world, but they do behave well, so they're a great starter kit. And as you get to know which are your favourite mediums, then of course you can upgrade, or if you use up colours, you'll add those to your repertoire. So what I really like about this set is the sheer variety of the materials they give you. The different brushes, the different paints, the different surfaces, especially if you are new to painting and you're not sure what medium you want to try. It's all in one place. I love the versatility of this easel, and by the looks of things, obviously I can't tell until I've used it for 20 years, but by the looks of things, the quality of the easel, it can be used as a table easel, sitting or standing. And then the fourth thing I really like is just the convenience of having everything in one place. You can load it into all those drawers, and if you don't have a studio, or you have a very messy studio, then it keeps everything together. So who's it suitable for? I mean, it could be for a complete beginner who doesn't know where they want to go, or for a hobby artist who needs something quite compact to keep all the stuff together, or for a more experienced artist who's looking for a really nice quality plein air easel and likes to work across different mediums. I have got my notes here, so let me make sure I don't mislead you. In the UK, it's £189.95. In the US, it's $199.95. In euros, I couldn't find the exact set, but they have something similar with a few less things for €145. There is a discount code that I can share with you that would get you 10% off as well. So just go into the description for that. So now for the super duper exciting bit. MEEDEN have given me 5 of these complete sets to give away to you. And entering is really easy because we don't need to make our lives complicated, do we? All you have to do is be subscribed to this channel. You have to be subscribed to MEEDEN's channel, which is at MEEDEN Arts. You have to like this video, which would be nice of you. And the 4th thing is to comment on this video. And you could comment on your favourite part of the kit, or which is your favourite medium. Frankly, anything, as long as it's not rude. The giveaway is now open. So that's today, the 7th of June. It closes in a week. So Sunday, the 14th of June at 2 p.m. UK time. And I have to apologise, this giveaway is only open to UK residents. And that's simply because of postage, tariffs, import duty, all that stuff. Legally, I have to say that this giveaway is not endorsed by YouTube, Google, Facebook, Instagram, anyone except MEEDEN and myself. Once the giveaway's closed, I'll pick 5 names at random and then I'll need to contact you. So I'll put those names on this channel so that you can come back and check whether you've won. I will do my level best to contact you through YouTube, but if you haven't got an email associated with your own presence on YouTube, I'm not going to be able to do that. So please just check there is some way that I can get in contact with you. If I haven't heard back from you by the 17th of June, I'm going to pick another name instead. So do check, because that would be gutting for you if you had been a winner, you didn't bother to check, and you only found out when it was all too late. The packages will come direct from MEEDEN, so I will supply your name, your address details once you give them to me. I'll send those off to MEEDEN so that they can get the package on its way to you. So if you've been looking for a versatile art kit that covers all the medium, this is definitely worth a really close look. And good luck in the giveaway. I hope you are lucky and you could be the owner of one of these beautiful easels and all those brushes and paints, and have a whole summer of creativity ahead of you. So let me know, if you win, what's the first thing you're going to try out? Good luck, have fun, and tell any arty friends that you've got about this.